Well, happy Halloween and welcome to the 12th Horseshoe Podcast, sponsored by Prova, an Italian eatery of Moonachie, New Jersey. From Indiana, that's Jack Rizzo, and I'm Elijah Weintraub here with you in Jersey. We have our Week 8 recap and our Week 9 picks coming your way very soon. But first, Jack, how are we doing today on this Halloween morning?
Oh, doing great, Eli. Actually, in a hotel right now, getting ready to board a flight back home to New Jersey. Super excited to come
Okay.
back home and excited for week 9. We're at the halfway point of the season.
Well, that is exciting and safe travels, and we will see you soon here in Jersey. Um,
Yep.
In the meantime, let's go ahead and recap week number 8. We talked about the game last week with the Vikings and the Chargers. The Chargers got that victory 37-10 on Thursday night. So let's go to the Dolphins and the Falcons, where the Falcons surprised many of us. They're a team that you cannot predict anymore because they lost 34-10 to the Miami Dolphins, who lost 28-6 last night on Thursday night. So this game was a very strange game and a disappointing one for Atlanta. This is a team where you cannot predict anymore. I got my Survivor pick wrong, so I'm out of it technically. We both got this pick wrong in reality. But wow, what a bad game for the Atlanta Falcons and big win for Miami though.
Yeah, you just really can't predict what the Falcons are going to do anymore. I mean, this is a team that beat the Bills a couple of weeks ago on Monday Night Football, and then you get blown out by a team that has just looked so bad all year. I don't even know where the Falcons go from here. And as I said, you can't really predict their games anymore because you just never know what version of the Falcons are going to look like. So we'll have to see how the rest of the season plays out. But as I expected, the Dolphins win against them was a total mirage because they went right back to their old ways last night.
Absolutely. Well, Jack went 9-4 and 2-1 on LSU this week, and I went 8-5 and 1-2 on LSU this week. We go to another game. No Lamar Jackson, but the Ravens got a victory still. 30-16 was the final over the Bears. I got the pick wrong. Jack got it right. I thought the Bears had some hope, but I guess just the season's pretty much done. They can't beat a team like that who's pretty much injured. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have. The Ravens lose this one. Ravens win this one.
Yeah, well, I actually picked the Ravens to win because I thought Lamar Jackson was going to be back this week, and it turns out he wasn't back. But I still got the pick right, so I guess I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bears' offense just really regressed on Sunday. They just didn't really look the same. Caleb Williams had a rough one, and Tyler Huntley should have been the starter for the Ravens. He should have been Lamar Jackson's backup in Week 1. I
Yeah.
don't know why they waited this long to start him, but the Ravens might have a couple more wins if they had started Tyler Huntley from the start of the season. But it's a big win for the Ravens, and maybe a bit of a turning point for them this season, possibly.
Week 8 was a week of upsets and shocks because the New York Jets finally get their first win of the football season, 39-38 against the Bengals. First off, that was a high scoring game that I think nobody saw coming. Second off, come on, Bengals, really? You can't even beat the New York Jets. Like that goes to show you like how much of a player you need Joe Burrow so much in that Bengals team for you to get the win. But and I think another motivation that helped the Jets win that game was Nick Mangold, who recently passed on Sunday prior to that Jets game. So I think that was some motivation. But wow, what a bad day for the Bengals.
Yeah, well, good for the Jets finally getting their first win. And yeah, you mentioned it with Nick Mangold. He was such an important figure, especially in our area, especially as a former Jets player. So it was great to see the Jets go out and win for him. Justin Fields had his best game as a Jet by far. The defenses didn't decide to show up, but I don't know who expected these two teams to put up the highest scoring game of Week 8 and probably the best game of Week 8 as a whole.
And we have a comment from Kurt. He says, 8:30 a.m. This is like get up on ESPN. Broncos tough game on road, but they go 6-2. Let's go. Sorry, 7-2. He meant in the comment. Well, Kurt, thanks for joining us, and Jack's on his way home, so that's why we're doing an early bird special.
Yep.
But yeah, we appreciate you for tuning in, though. And yeah, your Broncos were doing good, but they played Dallas last week, though. I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about the other game later.
Oh, no,
Let's.
Jim.
I don't know about Jim. All
Yeah.
right, another boring one. Bills beat the Panthers 40-9. No surprise there. I think if it would have been a competitive game, if Bryce Young was healthy, wasn't healthy, did not play. So that's why the Bills scored the amount of points they did, and only 9 for the Panther side of things. We both got this pick right. Jack, what are your thoughts on it? I mean, not much, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If Bryce Young was healthy, this would have been a bit more of a competitive game. I still think the Bills would have won by multiple possessions just because of the way they played on Sunday. But overall, a nice bounce back win for Buffalo. nice way for them to respond coming out of their bye week. And they're right back on track, and they should just be fine the rest of the season.
We go now to the 49ers and Texans. And, well, if you're a Seattle Seahawks fan or if any team in the NFC West, you're happy because the 49ers lost and the Texans got a win. This was a game where, we did not expect where it would go. We thought the 49ers would be in full control because the Texans haven't been that team. But the other way around happened. The Texans win 26-15, and they got a big win in San home versus the Niners, which was, pretty shock if you're a Niners fan.
Yeah, well, a great win for the Texans. Their defense continuing to play very well, as they have all season. But finally, was the offense putting up some points on the board. 26 against the 49ers, and a big upset win for the Houston Texans at home. This was the best they've looked all season, and this could be something to build on possibly. They're only 3-4. Still a long way to go in the season, so we'll have to see what happens.
All right, we go now to the Browns and the Patriots, where the Patriots took care of business 32-13. Again, not the best 1 o'clock window. A lot of like big blowout games or even maybe surprises, but you know, not like super close where it's like, okay, here we go, time to watch it. Maybe the Jets game if you want to put into perspective, but still. Well, the Patriots took care of business 32-13. Patriots had a really good win. We both got this pick right. Jack got his lock correct. And yeah.
Well, yeah, Drake May. Drake May might be the MVP right now with the way he's playing. The crazy thing about this excuse me. The crazy thing about this game is Myles Garrett. 5 sacks on the day, and the Browns still lost by 19 points. But you can't even feel bad for Myles Garrett because he chose to stay in Cleveland. He chose to take the money rather than going to win a championship. So you can't feel bad for him. But Mike Vrabel's doing a hell of a job there in Foxborough. That's 5 straight wins for the Patriots. They are doing an unbelievable job. They are sitting at first place right now in the AFC East. And if you look at their schedule the rest of the season, not
It's
really
all
that
winnable.
difficult. So I think the Patriots have a real shot of ending their playoff drought and possibly winning the division.
Well, I think they might have a shot winning division because, again, as you mentioned, they have a weaker schedule, so they're going to get a lot of wins. Do I think that they're a playoff contender, a Super Bowl contender? No, I think they'll be first round elimination, and I think that's just the bottom line. I think they're getting too lucky because they're playing weaker opponents in this next couple weeks.
I mean, to be
and
fair,
it
they
shows,
do have a win in Buffalo against the Bills, which is very impressive.
which is an important win, and especially in the close division like that, that is impressive. But still,
I also think the Bills might just be a worse team this year.
well, we'll find out for sure this week. They have a big game against Kansas City, so we will
Yeah.
have to we'll determine then if they're for real or not. Let's go to the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles, and Cam Scatterbo is injured, done for the season, and this time the game wasn't even in MetLife, and now you have Neighbors out, Scatterbo out, and right there pretty much ended the season for the New York Giants, and they're just going to have to wait until next year. They still have Jackson Dart. He just needs to stay healthy for the next couple of weeks or so. And if he stays healthy, then the New York Giants team is going to look really good coming into next season. But for right now, though, they had a bad loss against the Eagles, 38-20, and a lot of weapons out for this New York Giants team. And you need to make sure your quarterback stays healthy and doesn't get injured and join the list, including Scatterbo and Neighbors.
Yeah, totally agree. This was a rough one for the Giants. Obviously it sucks that Scotty got hurt. He was having such a good rookie season, such a fun player to watch. One player that everyone in the league just loves, and it's really unfortunate that he went down. The real problem in this game, obviously the Giants defense was one, but it was also the refs. They were so bad in this game. I mean,
Well, that was another factor.
calling forward progress on that tush push was crazy. Offensive pass interference when it clearly wasn't. It's wiped away a touchdown for the Giants. Just absolutely atrocious officiating. Although I still think the Eagles would have won because of how bad the Giants' defense was. But yeah, this is just I don't really know if any fan base has it worse than the New York Giants do right now.
Yeah, I mean that is just sad. Sad, really, what happened. But if the Jets would have lost this week, I would say the Jets have a worse fan base, but a worse, not fan base, but like season to look at because they haven't got a win. We go now to the Buccaneers and the Saints. I'm no surprise here. 23 the final here. The Buccaneers took care of business, no problem. And just the Saints are not a good team this year. And hey, the Buccaneers looking pretty good again.
Oh yeah, they have really bounced back. They really bounced back after that loss to Detroit on Monday night. Not really much for Baker Mayfield in this one, but the Bucs defense was very, very good in this one. Made the Saints make a change of quarterback. We're going to see Tyler Shook the rest of the season. Spencer Rattler's out. And I think the Bucks are they really are on a smooth. They're really smooth sailing to win the NFC South again. I don't think there's any competition for them in this division.
No, not really. I mean, after the Atlanta loss this week, there is no competition really down there. William says, Good morning. Good morning, William. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, so let's go now to our next game, the Cowboys and the Broncos. And Jack said it last week on the show. Kurt, you're very happy about this one. The Broncos, yeah, they took care of business 44-24. Dallas cannot win in Denver, and that's just the bottom line. We both got this pick right. Denver looks really good right now.
Yeah, well, I said the last one, like, I'm not surprised by the result. I'm just surprised they won by 20 points, but also I'm kind of not surprised. It's kind of like a mixture of feelings, but the bottom line is the Cowboys' defense is awful. They can't
That
stop
is
a nosebleed. And finally, Sean Payton let Bo Nix air it out on Sunday. And we saw the results. Troy Franklin with 2 touchdowns. RJ Harvey, the rookie from Central Florida, with 3 touchdowns. And the Broncos defense forced 2 turnovers on the Cowboys offense. And yeah, this one was never really in doubt. Just a nice win for the Broncos at home on national TV. And this is definitely something for them to build off of. And at 6-2, they're sitting atop first place in the AFC West right now.
William, by the way, is giving his prediction for later. He's saying Colts over Pittsburgh.
Hell yeah.
So I know, Jack, you're happy about that one. And now, speaking of the Colts, they got a big win as well. 38-14 over the Tennessee Titans. We both got this pick right. And the Colts are still the best team to watch out for in the AFC. Will they go all the way? That is a question. And they have a big one again next week versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, well, this game was never really in doubt as well. I mean, everybody just beats up on the Tennessee Titans this year. And Jonathan Taylor is just running over defenses right now. He might be in the MVP conversation. That's how good he's been this year. Already has 14 touchdowns on the season, and the defense really came to play. Really good win for the Colts. A nice, easy one at home. Not one they really had to stress over, and a nice build-up game for their big game in Week 9, which we'll talk about in a few minutes.
That is true. And I just want to point out, though, can ESPN really flex that Steelers Colts game to Monday night? Because I don't want to see Cardinals Cowboys. I know they have contractual obligations to mention the Cowboys every single time, but still, like, can we put that game on Monday night? Because that is a Monday night game I want to sit there and watch, in my opinion.
That would be a good Monday night game.
That really would be instead of Cardinals Cowboys, but I don't make the decision. And William asks, what will the Giants do against the San Francisco 49ers?
We'll talk about that in just a second.
Yep, we will. Packers Steelers. Packers win 35-25. Aaron Rodgers is old, and he gets the loss for the Steelers.
Yeah, well, I thought the Steelers were going to win this one, to be honest. And they were up 16-7 at the half, but the Packers offense made some great adjustments in the second half. And I don't know what's going on with this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. This is not the same defense we have seen the last couple of years. And I think that there's a possibility that if they keep playing like this could be Mike Tomlin's final year with the Steelers. I wouldn't be shocked. And obviously, I feel like a must-win for them next week against the Indianapolis Colts. As for the Packers, though, they have just looked really good. Coming out of their Week 5 bye, they won 3 in a row. Bit of an interest. Their third and fourth games are a bit rough, but they have made great adjustments, and they are looking like a Super Bowl contender in the NFC, sitting at 5-1-1.
They do have a big one next week, and I think picking on Aaron Rodgers onto your team, I think that also told everybody, well, your job's on the line if you don't win after the season, which, I mean, he took on Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that's part of the contract, but okay. Commanders Chiefs. No surprise here. No Jaden Daniels. No win for the Commanders. It was just clear and simple. Chiefs win 28-7. The Chiefs are still the Chiefs.
Yeah, well, this game was actually tied at halftime, but Andy Reid's teams make better adjustments than any other team in the league, so the Chiefs took advantage of the second half. That Kansas City defense playing incredible right now. I mean, only 7 points given up over the last 2 weeks combined. That's pretty crazy. And Patrick Mahomes is looking like Patrick Mahomes this year, and the Chiefs are right back in business.
All right, and the last game we'll talk about was last night's game, the Ravens and the Dolphins, and the Ravens took a victory 28-6, the final, and a big win for the Ravens. The Dolphins go the opposite direction, and they get a bad loss this week.
Yeah, it seems like every time the Dolphins take a step forward, they take an even bigger step back. And Lamar Jackson's back. 4 passing touchdowns last night, and an easy win for the Baltimore Ravens at 3-5. I mean, hey, they are only, a game and a half out of first place in this division. We still have a long way to go in the season. The Ravens could easily make a push for the AFC North.
All right, with that, let's go to our Week 9 picks. When Jack gets unfrozen, he will take it away.
Let's get into it. Week 9. We'll start off with the bye week. So the Browns, Jets, Eagles, and Buccaneers are on bye in week 9. We'll start off with 1 p.m. on CBS. You got the Bears facing the Bengals, battle of the B teams. Bit of a tough one here, but Joe Flacco may not play this week. The Bengals just lost to the Jets. Even though I don't really trust the Bears right now, I'm going to take them to win 21 to 17 over the Bengals.
I don't trust any of these two teams, to be quite honest with you. And also, just want to say I'm glad the Jets have finally have a bye this week. They need it. I'm gonna go with the Bears in this one, 22-18. I think they get the job done. I can't trust Bengals after that loss.
Falcons facing the Patriots, 1 p.m. on CBS. This is just a game that the Falcons are going to find a way to win. It just feels that way. After losing to the Dolphins, then they go on the road and beat the Patriots. But no, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Patriots win 30 to 17. Pretty comfortable win for New England.
Patriots is gonna get the win. Falcons couldn't win last week. Patriots win 28-12.
Niners facing the Giants, 1 p.m. on CBS. Niners favored by 2.5 here. Bit of a trap game here. I could easily see the Giants winning this one, but I think the 49ers get a bounce back win, 24 to 20.
It is a trap game, but you got to keep in mind though there are injuries to look at. You have no Malik Neighbors, you have no Scadaboo who just got injured. You're down a lot of people, and who knows who else can go down because now you're back home at MetLife, and the turf is not known to help the New York Giants or any team when you play in MetLife. So I see the 49ers bouncing back from their loss last week and getting the win 26-17.
Well, to be fair, the turf has also not been kind to the 49ers either whenever they've gone to MetLife Stadium.
That is
So
true too.
we
It
can see a
hasn't been
lot of
kind to
history.
anybody.
Yeah. All right, the Colts facing the Steelers, 1 p.m. on CBS. One of the best games in the 1 o'clock window. The Colts are favored here by 3.5 points. I am looking forward to this one, obviously, as a Colts fan. I think it's going to be a really tough one, though, in Pittsburgh. But I think the Colts offense is playing too well right now. The Steelers defense has regressed. So I think the Colts get the win here, 31 to 24. I think both quarterbacks put up big numbers in this one.
I think this is going to be a really close game between these two teams, and it should be a close one. And I think it's going to be 26-23 in favor of the Colts getting the victory.
We got the Chargers facing the Titans also on CBS. The Chargers are favored by 10. I don't really have much to say here. 28 to 10 Chargers, my survivor pick for week 9.
Yeah, the Chargers getting the victory here, 24-18.
All right, we got the Vikings facing the Lions, 1 p.m. on Fox. I don't really have much to say about this one either. J.J. McCarthy is making the start. We don't know what we're going to get from him. We do know what we're going to get from the Lions, and that's a bunch of points and a bunch of turnovers. And against the young quarterback, I think the Lions easily win this one at home, 30 to 10.
They should get in a win, no problem here. Give me the Lions, 26-9.
Panthers at the Packers, 1 p.m. on Fox. The Packers surprisingly favored by 12.5 points here. I think that's a bit high, especially if Bryce Young is back this week. But I do think the Packers win this one, though, at home, 33 to 20. They're on a roll right now. I think they keep that going.
They're on a roll, and even if Bryce Young's healthy, the Packers are still getting the win. For my lock of the week, give me the Packers, 32-15.
We got the Broncos facing the Texans in Houston, 1 p.m. on Fox. This is a fun one. The Texans are actually the favorites here by 1.5. I think that's a bit interesting. I do think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Broncos win at 24 to 22 because I think their offense has more potential than the Texans' offense does. But you got two great defenses going up against each other here. Probably the two best defenses in the league, if we're being honest.
Well, don't forget Seattle. Well, really good game. Kurt, I think you'll be happy about this one because I am going with the Denver Broncos here, 24-22 for the victory.
We have the Saints facing the Rams, 4:05 on Fox. This is the biggest point spread of the week. The Rams are 13.5-point favorites. Rams 38-16, lock of the week.
Survivor pick of the week. Give me the Rams, 35-12. They'll get the job done, no problem.
We have the Jaguars facing the Raiders, 4:05 on Fox. Not looking forward to this one at all, but I think the Jaguars win at 24 to 20.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this one either, but I think the Jaguars are going to get the victory here. The Raiders have been struggling, so I will take Jaguars 22-14.
Once again, we have the Chiefs facing the Bills. They have faced off in the regular season, I believe, 6 straight years now.
Yeah.
Listen, I know the Chiefs beat the Bills in the playoffs every year, but in return, the Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season every year. And especially because this game is in Buffalo, I think the Bills win 29 to 27. Because of the way the point spreads work this week, this is actually my upset pick of the week, although it's not really much of an upset if we're being honest here.
That is true there, but really good game. Super excited. It's the 425 game now. I wasn't looking forward to it a couple weeks ago, considering how these two were playing, but now it's like, okay, this is actually a meaningful game for both these teams. I'm really excited about it. The Bills have been this team. You don't know how they're going to be, but you know what? I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. You can never underestimate the Chiefs. Give me Chiefs 34-32.
All All right, let's move to Sunday Night Football. You got the Seahawks, Eli, facing the Commanders in Washington, 8:20 on NBC. Seahawks are favored by 3.5 here. Yeah, the Commanders are really banged up right now. Well, JD Daniels, I don't think is 100%. Terry McLaurin is out this game again. Give me Seattle 27-20 on Sunday night.
We don't know what's happening with Jaden Daniels, as you mentioned, and this is a very banged up Commanders team. So there's no way I'm picking against my Seattle Seahawks. So give me the Seahawks 35-14. Big win.
We will wrap this up with Monday Night Football. You got the Cardinals facing the Cowboys in Dallas, 8:15 on ABC and ESPN. Kyler Murray should be back for the Cardinals. I think the Cowboys, though, they've been so good at home. I think they get a bounce back win 35-21, high scoring game.
If you have YouTube TV, you might want to get ESPN app or something because there's no deal right now, so you can't watch Monday night football or college football this weekend. So give me the Cardinals in an upset, 26-23. That's my upset pick. I think I have a lot more faith in this Cardinals team than I do the Cowboys, and they get the job done.
Love that you finished it off with the Eli score. Thank you, everyone, for watching this week's edition of the 12th Horseshoe Podcast right here on Surge Sports TV. Join us next week for our Week 9 recap, our Week 10 picks. Join Eli on Sports with Mono Mono. What time?
Tomorrow at 8:30.
All righty. Make sure you tune into that. Jack Rizzo, Eli Weintraub signing off. We will see you
Don't forget
next
to
week.
set your clocks back